ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at ILTV.tv and watch from any device. All right, now amidst the ongoing pandemic, the world enduring an exodus of employees. Millions who've quit their jobs and who are refusing to return until stagnant and inhospitable working conditions are improved. Good thing then that the Israeli Globe's news site releasing a massive list of the top 150 employers in Israel in order of employee-given ratings. And here to discuss who they are, as well as what they're doing right, value creation expert from the Academic College in Tel Aviv-Jaffa, Dr. Alex Coman. Dr. Coman, thank you for being with us. Now, when I say people are looking for better working conditions, we're not just talking about cushy office spaces with a pool table and a beanbag chair. You know, what are employees looking for according to the most recent polls?
Well, one of the things is that they are looking for a place where they see a career path. And one of the reasons that, one of the things that are concerning employers is the fact that people come, they're interviewed, they're accepted, and then they vanish. That's something that's very traumatic to employers because they say, wait, you came looking for a job, I offered you a job, how come you're vanishing? And one of the remedies for that is offering a career path, in the sense that very often, particularly with Z generation, you know, millennials, they're coming X, Y, and Z generations, they want to see a career path in the sense that they start at a certain level, but they want to make sure that actually there's a roadmap that would help them promote their position in the organization.
All right, so according to the listing, you know, we have manufacturing jobs, which are actually scoring the highest rating among employees,
yes,
followed by the private sector and then the commercial sector. What is the manufacturing sector doing better than the rest in terms of, you know, are they providing a career path in manufacturing better than the private sector or the commercial sector?
Well, not necessarily. It's interesting. The manufacturing sector has been suffering a difficulty finding employees, particularly in the periphery, in the north, in the Galilee, and in the south, in the Negev. So for a long time, long before the COVID-19 pandemic, they made great efforts to convince people to come and work in manufacturing, because working in manufacturing is not so attractive. You're basically in a very loud, hectic environment. And as you said, there's not much promotion, in the sense that if we work in manufacturing, the pyramid is quite steep. So they were among the first to focus on the idea of how to actually attract people. And what people get there is more the feeling of home, safety, conditions such as vacations or courses or things of the sort, and the nice atmosphere.
So it's not so much that, you know, in terms of the manufacturing jobs, it's not so much the career path as much as it is the quality of life that they provide to their employees outside of the office or outside of the plant. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of differences then, moving on to high-tech jobs, which I assumed actually would be consistently scoring at the top, which I was surprised to learn was not the case. There was a huge range of satisfaction reported. Google and Wix took the number 1 and 2 spots respectively on the listing, while Apple Israel was way down at number 70. How do you explain this difference? You know, what is Apple doing wrong or neglecting? And more importantly, what are Wix and Google doing right?
Well, if you think about Wix and Google or Microsoft, they have this American philosophy of going after the high-tech employees. So for instance, Wix offices are in the Tel Aviv harbor. So it's fantastic view. You're sitting on the sea. You get out and you have all these restaurants, so you really live the nice life. I think Apple is not already familiar with the Israeli arena, and as a result, they are less attractive. But they intend to hire massively because they started developing their own chips, and Israel is very strong in hardware design. So I think so they're going to hire hundreds of people. So is Microsoft. And as a result, they'll need to be much more charming than they were in the past. But one of the reasons, the phenomenon that you just mentioned, is that many of the high-tech employees, and they're basically my students, they are very competitive in the sense that they look sideways. They become so obsessed with making more money, getting better conditions, receiving beer making courses at home, etc. And as a result, very often they have fabulous conditions, but somebody next to them is working for Google, so they are getting some computer games or what have you. So much of it is just this competition, which I think is counterproductive.
All right. Well, I hope the listing and some of what we discussed here is shining a light or creating some sort of path for people who are looking for a career change to follow. Dr. Coman, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.